Welcome to Smart with Points. I'm Jack, and today I'm bringing you news that's about as welcome as finding out your flight has been downgraded to middle seat in economy. British Airways has just announced a 10% Avios price increase, and it's coming faster than you can say devaluation. But don't worry, I've got all the details you need to know, and more importantly, what you can do about it before the prices go up on the 15th of December 2025. So let's dive straight in. British Airways has just dropped the bombshell that reward flight prices are increasing from the 15th of December 2025. And this isn't just a tiny tweak to keep up with inflation. We're talking roughly 10% across the board for both the Avios requirement and the cash portion of fares. This affects all British Airways flights and their airline partners. If you've been sitting on a pile of Avios, waiting for that perfect moment to book your dream trip, well, that perfect moment might be right now. Let me break down exactly what's changing with some specific examples. Let's start with a short-haul flight. Take London to Geneva off-peak, one way. Currently, economy costs 9,250 Avios plus 50 pence. After the 15th of December, that jumps to 10,000 Avios plus £1. Business class goes from 15,000 Avios plus £12, 50 to 16,500 Avios plus £15. Now, if we look at long haul, the increases are more substantial in absolute numbers. A return trip from London to New York in off-peak economy currently costs 50,000 Avios plus £100. Post-increase, you're looking at 55,000 Avios plus £120. Premium economy jumps from 85,000 Avios plus £305 to 93,500 Avios plus £350. Business class goes from 160,000 Avios plus £375 to 176,000 Avios plus £399. And first class increases from 136,000 Avios plus taxes to 150,000 Avios plus taxes. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It's frustrating. As someone who has built up a decent Avios stash through credit card spending and strategic earning, seeing the goalposts move again is genuinely disheartening. This follows a pattern we've seen throughout 2024 and 2025, with British Airways quietly increasing fees on reward flight saver bookings and hiking prices for partner airline redemptions. That said, let's keep some perspective here. A 10% increase isn't catastrophic. Avios still offers genuine value, particularly on short-haul European flights where the reward flight saver pricing keeps cash costs minimal. A return to Geneva in business class for 33,000 Avios plus £30 after the increase is still excellent value compared to paying cash. The real sting is psychological. When you've been planning a redemption at current prices, suddenly needing 10% more Avios feels like theft. But let's be honest, we've been playing this game long enough to know devaluations are inevitable. The key is to stay informed and act strategically. So what should you actually do about this? Well, if you have any flights you've been planning to book with Avios, book them before the 15th of December 2025. This is straightforward advice, but it's worth emphasizing. Even if you're not 100% certain on dates, remember that British Airways reward flights can be changed, subject to availability. You'll just pay the difference if moving to a peak date. You can use our How Many Avios Points for a Flight tool on the Smart with Points website to check current pricing and plan your redemptions. And if you're searching for award availability across multiple airlines, Award Travel Finder can help you spot seats quickly. Now here's something important that people often forget. Don't limit yourself to just British Airways flights. Avios can be used across multiple programs. Qatar Airways, Iberia, and other partners often offer better value on certain routes. For transatlantic flights, Iberia business class from Madrid can be significantly cheaper than flying British Airways direct, and you might actually prefer the experience. If you need to check distances for partner airline pricing, our Great Circle Mapper tool can help you calculate award costs on distance-based programs. And let's talk about earning. A 10% increase means you need 10% more Avios. If you're not already maximizing your earning potential, Now is the time to review your strategy. The British Airways American Express Premium Plus card remains excellent for personal spending, and Capital on Tap is still my go-to for business spending. They just added Virgin as a transfer partner, which is fantastic news. You can check out our full UK Avios credit card guide on the website for more options. And of course, if any of these cards interest you, you can find links in the show notes to apply. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture for a moment. This devaluation comes at an interesting time. British Airways has been making significant changes to the programme in 2025. The rebrand to the British Airways Club, the new spend-based tier point system, and now this price increase. It feels like IAG is trying to reshape the value proposition of loyalty membership. On one hand, the new tier point system rewards high spenders more generously. On the other hand, redemptions are becoming more expensive. The message seems clear. British Airways wants you to spend more, both in earning and redeeming. For those of us who play the points game strategically, using credit card bonuses, shopping portals, and transfer bonuses, Avios still represents solid value, but the margin for error is shrinking. You need to be more intentional about when and how you redeem. So let me wrap this up with my final thoughts. Is this the end of the world? No. Is it annoying? Absolutely. The 10% increase stings, but Avios remains one of the most accessible and useful points currencies for UK travellers. The reward flight saver pricing still offers genuine value, particularly on short-haul routes where you're paying pennies in cash. My advice is this. Don't panic redeem everything in your account, but do bring forward any bookings you were planning for next year, and keep earning. The next devaluation is always around the corner, but so is the next opportunity. Have you got any Avios redemptions you're now racing to book before December? I'd love to hear what you're targeting. You can reach out to us through the website. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Smart with Points. If you found this useful, please subscribe to the podcast on all major platforms, or head over to our website at smartwithpoints.co.uk, where you'll find all our tools, guides, and resources to help you make the most of your points and miles. And now, a quick word about a tool I use regularly. Looking for the best award flights? Use awardtravelfinder.com to search availability across Qatar Airways, British Airways, Cathay Pacific, and more. Try it for free with our link in the show notes. Until next time, keep earning, keep redeeming, and stay smart with your points.